Can you hear me? Vinod, can you hear me, ma?
Our resource person joined. Welcome, sir.
Morning, ma'am. Thank you. Morning, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Very good afternoon, all. We will start the program shortly. We welcome our resource person, joined on time. Thank you, sir. We welcome our Vice Principal, Dr. Andapriya, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining in advance, ma'am. Dr. Sujata, ma'am, Principal of Chandraprabhu Jain College, Minju. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. And we will start the program shortly, ma'am. Our PIIC coordinator, Dr. Shipriya, ma'am, joined. Welcome, ma'am. Organizers, can we start the event? May I take the permission from Shipriya ma'am, coordinator ma'am? Can I start the event, ma'am?
Ma'am, wait for another 2 minutes time, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
We'll
madam.
wait, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Organizers, kindly check your audio, ma'am. Prayer, John, can you check your mic? Yes, John, you can check your mic and Kumaravel, you can also check your mic. Sufia, MC, you can check your mic, ma. Thank you. Organizers, can we have the invitation on the screen? Can you present the screen with the invitation? Organizers, Vinod.
Satya ma'am from ACP Jain College. Can we start the event, ma'am?
Ma'am, Saravanan from SCP Jain College, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Saravanan sir is there, ma'am. And Sujata ma'am is there, ma'am.
Welcome, Sujata ma'am. On behalf of
Ma'am,
Patrician Institution Innovation Council, we welcome our resource person of the day, and I welcome Sujata ma'am, Dr. Sujata ma'am. Thank you very much for participating.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can you present the invitation? Can you present the invitation on the screen, pa? Otherwise, we'll wait for the first person to share. Okay. Much wasting the time. Let's start our event. Students, please take over the session.
Design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. A very warm greetings to everyone present here. This is Sophia, your MC for the day. I heartily welcome you all to the Design Thinking program. Without getting delayed, here we go with prayer. I would like to call the Moderator, first MCOM student coordinator, to lead us in prayer. I request everyone to raise for prayer.
Prayer. Dear God, everywhere I walk, let him to be a part. Everything I say, let it be throughout of your eyes. Everything I do, let it be a will. For every artwork, face, let me a place of your hand. Amen.
Thank you, John, for the soulful prayer. Now, I would like to it's a welcome gift to encourage others to achieve greatness. Now, I call upon Dr. T. Vaidegi to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Sophia. It's my pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of Patrician Institution Innovation Council, Patrician Management, officials, Chandraprabhu Jain College, Minju. I welcome Dr. Sujata ma'am, Principal. I welcome Ma'am Satya ma'am, Coordinator. I welcome Saravanan sir from Computer Science. And our special welcome to our Dr. Andapriya ma'am, Vice Principal, who joined us today for the felicitation. And I welcome all the participants. And today, it is a very special welcome together. We are all going to give to our resource person. It is going to be an eye-opener session for us. And he is going to teach us the important points on design thinking. I welcome you all once again for the wonderful session on behalf of PG and Research Department of Commerce, Shift 1. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for welcome address. Now, I would like to call our Vice Principal, Dr. Ananda Priya, to felicitate the gathering.
Good morning. I extend my warmest greetings to each and every one of you joining us virtually today for the FDP on design thinking. It's a pleasure to be a part of this virtual gathering that transcends geographical boundaries and brings us together in the pursuit of knowledge and innovation. I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt congratulations and appreciation to the members of Patrician Institution Innovation Council and PG and Research Department of Commerce, Patrician College of Arts and Science, Chennai, as well as Sri Chandraprabhu Jain College, Chennai, for their unwavering commitment to fostering academic excellence and organizing this insightful program. I also extend my sincere gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. A. Maria Jackson, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering, Innovation Ambassador, SRM University, Trichy, whose expertise and dedication will undoubtedly enrich our understanding of design thinking and inspire us to think creatively and innovatively. To the faculty members, students, and participants from in and around Tamil Nadu, I appreciate you for your active participation and engagement throughout this program. Your enthusiasm and eagerness to learn are truly inspiring, and there is no doubt that the knowledge and insights gained will continue to propel us forward and on our academic and professional journeys. In today's rapidly evolving world, the technology enables us to connect and collaborate virtually. The theme of design thinking holds immense relevance. It challenges us to approach problems with understanding, creativity, and a willingness to iterate, ultimately leading to innovative solutions that make a meaningful impact. Surely this FDP will enable us to carry forward the spirit of collaboration, curiosity, and innovation that has been ignited within us. Let's continue to explore new ideas, challenge conventional thinking, and strive for excellence in everything we do. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to Secretary Sri Lalit Kumar Jain and Dr. N. Sujata, Principal of SCP Jain College, as well as Director and Secretary Dr. A. Stanislas, Academic Director Dr. Fatima Vasant, Principal Dr. Arokyameri Geeta Das of Patrician College, for graciously providing us with the opportunity to organize this program. I extend my warm wishes to the faculty and students from Patrician College and SCP Jain College for their dedicated efforts in facilitating this program. Thank you once again, and here's to a future filled with endless possibilities and transformative discoveries. Let's innovate and thrive together. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to call upon Kumaravel, first MCOM student coordinator, to introduce our resource person.
Thank you, Sophia. A very warm greetings to one and all gathered here. It's my honor to introduce our resource person for the day, Dr. A. Maria Jackson, mechanical engineer and business model speaker. A unique blend of technical expertise, creative thinking, and leadership skills to the table. He was always looking for new ideas to improve existing systems or create new ones. His strong communication, interpersonal skills allow him to work effectively with cross-functional teams, mentor-student community. Finished education in Anna University, PhD, Shastra University, Tanjore, and his MTech Advanced Manufacturing. He has experienced since 2022 SRM TRP Engineering College, Trichy. Thank you.
Thank you, Kumaravel, for the brief introduction. Now, I am pleased to welcome our resource person, Dr. A. Maria Jackson, to address the gathering.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for giving me the warmest welcome that could ever be possible here. Can I share my screen and start the presentation? Thank you. I hope my screen is visible now. Is it? Can someone acknowledge? Is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
No? Okay. Is it now visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, before beginning the session, I would like to thank the Patrician College as well as Chandrababu Jain College for giving me the opportunity to talk on design thinking. So, myself, Dr. Maria Jackson, I'm being in the profession of teaching for 10 years. Through my 10 years of career, I have learned a good enough foundation in mechanical engineering. Then I have started and guided my career towards innovation in new product development. And then recently I have been entering into entrepreneurship also. So being an IIC convener, it has been an easy job for me to get the right people to do the job from the students' mind. So being in arts and science, it is an essential skill. I'm going to talk about design thinking. This is an essential skill in order to survive in the community now. So before getting into my session, I want to break one essential barrier here, design thinking. The title itself has been misconceptually understood by so many people. It is not about thinking about the design. It is not about thinking about the design. Make a clarity over there. When you read it, it will look like that, design thinking. So we're going to think about the design. No, it is not. It is actually about how we are going to design your thinking process. We have been thinking for so long. Ever since the evolution of human being, we have been thinking about everything for so long period. But with this session, we might have an understanding of how we can actually design our thinking process. That is the objective that I have stated here. By the end of the session, I should make sure that you people have an understanding or a reality about how we can think. Either it is about a personal solution or either it is about a business problem, whether it is about an academic problem, whatever it is. We're going to give the thinking process a better design. So that is the objective of me for this session in complete manner. So as rightly quoted during the MC desk, design is not just what it looks like and it feels like. So it is about how it works. So to us, how we going to design our thinking process. So far we have thought about so many things in our life, but after this session, I should make sure that you are thinking in a different perspective of approaching your problems. So this is going to be the outline that we are going to discuss about today. So my title stands as design thinking. I cannot let you down at the stage of design thinking. I'm going to give you two more scopes from design thinking. Either it can be a product development or it is about a business perspective. So I cannot discuss much about the product development and business process, but we're going to discuss everything that is there to learn about design thinking. Then we will try to touch both the product development and business in a little bit. So when I get into design thinking, the first thing that we will be getting to know is innovation. So when I started my career, even before that, when I started to do my projects, there was always a question of novelty. What is the unique thing that you have done in your project? What is the unique thing that you are proposing? Why I should listen to you? That is the only thing that people have been asking around everywhere. That will be the question that will be asked even for around 50 or 60 years in the future also. So what is your innovation? What is the particular thing that you are trying to address here? So we cannot change the world in a night, but we're going to change the perspective with which the world is being seen. So before getting into the process of innovation, I want you to get a clarity of it. This, as this picture represents, this is not about something, this much amount of thought process, this much amount of data. No, it is not. It is a myth. Innovation is an easiest process. So there are two things that you need to comparatively learn together. One is invention, another one is innovation. Invention is there for so long time. People are inventing so many things. People are discovering so many things. Invention is putting things into the user's requirement, creating something that will satisfy the needs of a human being. But what is innovation on the other hand? Innovation is finding the right application for the product. So that is the evolution of human being. Whether you are from a technical background, whether you are from an arts and science background, whether you are in a literature background, we are here to solicitate the way we live the life. So our innovation has to improve the quality of life that we are living. So there are inventions around there. As a design thinker, our objective is to find the right application for the invention and bring it into a product. So that is innovation. That's it. That is where you have to start. There are adaptive innovations on the other hand, which will come in hand when you practice innovative inventions. Find the right science, get a better application for the science, that will give you a product, that will give you the confidence. Then you can start evolving on adaptive innovations, where you are going to modify the inventions and then get into innovations. So if you are a starter for design thinking, if you are a starter for innovation of products, I want you to concentrate on innovative inventions and get your confidence there. So basically, as I'm from a technical background, this is my practical application that I will share with people to differentiate these things. Electromagnetic spectrum, people will talk about that. They will talk about wavelength. Based upon the wavelength of the rays, they have been classified radio wave, microwave, infrared, ultraviolet, X-ray, gamma ray. These are all science. These are all inventions, or even sometimes discovery. X-rays are actually invented. They have a setup to develop X-rays. But in real case, all of them have some applications. Radio waves are used to communicate. Microwaves are used to transmit heat. Infrareds are used to send data. And X-rays, on the right hearing of the term X-rays, we will listen or we will think about medical X-rays alone. But X-rays are not actually invented for medical publications, but X-rays are invented for a particular application. So when you start learning about discoveries and inventions in the world, there are so many things that has been existing. X-ray was there. Silver compounds are sensitive to light. When you pass light through silver compound, it will get darkened. And then semiconductors has been there. Magnetic surface are able to store data. So lasers are there that will read and write data from any kind of glass discs. And then E is equal to mc square. These are all scientific inventions that has been there in the past. So what we have done with that invention, we have created medical X-rays. We have created photography. Right before digital cameras and all, there has been film that has been used there that will store the data that is being captured when the light is taken off. That is how photographies are working. So magnetic tapes, cassette CDs are there, CDs, DVDs, nuclear power. Everything that is on the right side are innovation that has put that invention into use. So your innovation has to be finding the application for existing science. That is the first step that you have to take towards innovation. So if you have a clarity over there, then starts the design thinking. So design thinking is an iterative process. It will start and loop. You can start anywhere, you can end at anywhere. So when you actually proceed to do the design thinking process, these are all the essential steps: empathizing, defining, ideation, prototype, and testing. These are all the 5 stages of design thinking. Sorry, design thinking illana, is there no any other process of solving or getting? There was so many years that has been processed without design thinking. But what my suggestion is, if you process your ideas through design thinking, nothing else is going to stop your product to become a useful one. So let me break down this thing into individual things. We will start with empathizing. So I'm going to share one of my inspiration, his role. He has developed a patent. He has shared it through one of the boot camp in my life in past year. I'm going to share the perspective of his patent here by taking you into various stages of design thinking. First one is empathizing. As you all know, empathizing is, technically speaking or literally speaking, it is being in their shoes. Get into his life, see what he feels, see what he talks, see what he listens, and get into a solution. That is what empathizing is. So I'm going to start the story from a funeral. So there was a funeral of my inspiration's friend. He's attending there, on which that was the death of an elderly person. When he starts to inquire about the death, what caused the death, then the reason came out was he slipped in the bathroom and he lost his consciousness and he died. So when I start to inquire on that, when I start to inquire more about the reason of death, when did it happen, how it happened, why you haven't even able to help, did he passed out on the same place and all, or he was hospitalized after that. When I start asking questions on that, I'm being in his shoes and understanding his pain points. What actually happened over there? There was a death of an elderly person. That accident has happened in the bathroom. What actually happened before and after the situation? I am empathizing on his shoes and I am seeing that incident in the perspective of the related person. So when I start being empathizing, I was able to find a problem. So elderly people are actually require some support inside, especially utilizing bathroom. So what is the reason behind that? Why accidents are happening in the bathroom? So that was my takeaway from that empathizing situation. So my defining that situation will be leading to so many articles. I have been reading so many articles over that. So when I was doing, I was able to find one article that I am quoting here. They have been evaluating 198 bathrooms on which they have listed around 20 hazards. Among the 20 hazards, slippery floor that has caused 91.9% of accidents. It is unbiased about the age group. Okay, unbiased of age group, slippery floor is going to be the cause. So now, before addressing the situation, I am going to concentrate on slippery floor. That is my objective. Am I going to avoid the floor becoming slippery? That is my first question. Am I going to address that pain point? Slippery. Am I going to make it not slippery? No, people are actually trying to do that. It is an inseparable combination. Bathroom and slippering are essentially to be there as Venn diagram. So my objective is not avoiding slippery. So what should I do? People will get slip and fall, especially the people of elderly kind. So am I going to address the scenario of the people who has already slipped? Yes. My objective is, I'm not going to avoid the slippering, people are addressing there. My objective or my particular zone that I'm going to concentrate is people are going to get slipped and going to fall in the bathroom. I'm not going to change that. What I'm going to do is, when I empathize into him again, he was, in that actual incident, he was already slipped around 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning when he was attempted to use the bathroom. And he fall down and nobody was there to attend him because it was early morning, 4 or 5. When he started to search him in his bed on around 6 or 6:30 a.m., he was not there. He was searching around the whole house, and then he came to know that he is there in the bathroom. So when the friend approached his grandfather, he was already lost his consciousness. On the way to hospital, he lost his. So my objective is going to bridge the gap. He is going to fall there, but I am going to make sure when he falls, the information of that he has fall down on the floor has to be intimated to the family members inside the home. So that is what my problem statement that I have defined to the core for the situation. So he is going to fall down there, but I am going to address after he has fallen there. So he started to narrate the scenario to his students, and he starts to brainstorm. When it comes to ideate, we have to give hands to all those people in your team. Keep on throwing every possible ideas into the screen. Every possible ideas. Someone was addressing, let us create an SOS button inside the bathroom. When someone falls, they can press the SOS button so that the family members will be able to know. What happens if he lost consciousness immediately? He cannot reach for SOS. Okay, what is the other idea you have? Let us create a voice activated system. Let him fall and he has to ask for help, and the voice has to capture the data. Then again, the same condition. If he lost consciousness, he cannot create the voice. So there was so many ideas accumulated together, around 150 or 200. They have started to evaluate all of them. So they are studying the bathroom. Whenever you visit a bathroom in especially Western Indias or Eastern Indias, they have implemented tiles over there. So that has been separated by tiles. So this is the current scenario. So what they are essentially getting to solve there is they are actuating or they are installing a piezoelectric sensors under each and every tiles. So when someone steps on it, the basic principle of piezoelectric crystal is when you apply mechanical force on the top, it will deliver electrical signals at right angles. It is an existing technique, commercially available, easiest component. As you could see, you can even stick on them. So when I install bathroom tiles, I am going to install these kind of sensors into or under the tiles. So when someone falls over it, that impact will create electrical energy, and that will be able to send a sensor or data to someone. So again, when I try and install it into a system, I'm getting into prototype. I'm going to break away the tiles of a bathroom of my home or someone I know, and I'm going to install them. When I install it, even if I step on that sensors, or if I accidentally or on purpose, if I am running on it, that may create the essential force and may misdirect the scenario into an emergency condition. So what I have done is, when someone falls into the floor, the number of floors that in the picture he didn't actually completely fall down. This is somewhat like almost in a conscious stage. If he completely falls off, means he will be covering around at least 5 or 6 tiles in a pattern. So that is the case study that he has concerned, and then he has inserted as many sensors as possible, and the program has been remodified as if the signal has been obtained from a minimum of 4 tiles or 5 tiles in combination, then consider that situation as emergency, not a signal from a single crystal. If someone is falling on 1 or 2 signals, if the data is arriving from 1 or 2 sensors, then cut off the emergency system. If there is more than 5 or 6 tiles has been incorporated, or more 4 or 5 sensors are actuating the signal, then consider that as an emergency situation, and then provide any kind of medical or physical assist that is possible to the person involved. So this is how the person that I am talking about has empathized himself into a situation, and he has evolved over the design thinking process and was able to find an object or a product in the market. It has been patented. The person that I am talking about is Mr. Sriram Vasudevan, one of my personal favorite design guru. He is available in LinkedIn. You can contact him anytime you require any kind of assistance. He will be helping you with it. So this is one example that actually existed in the market as patented. So I wanted to share how it can be iterated through design thinking process so that you can get the actual product in a better way. So these are all the 5 essential steps with how you are going to execute a design thinking process when you are solving a problem. So the question again starts, where should I empathize? To whom should I empathize? Enakke 1000 problem irukku. Even I have 1000 problems. Should I concentrate on my problems and start developing a product for myself? No, only Iron Man can do those kind of stuff. What I can do is, if I want to be a successful product developer, if I want to be a successful businessman, if I want to be a successful entrepreneur, I have to be addressing on societal problems. Where should I empathize? What is my problem statement? For what I am going to develop a product? That is where the essence of design thinking is there. To whom am I going to empathize? What is the problem statement that I am going to solve? So if you have found out your problem, as the picture says, the answer lies in the problem identification. If you have the correct problem, if you understood the problem in a clear-cut manner, then you have almost solved 80% of the problem. The rest 20% is just about finding the correct application or finding the correct invention that is existing already there. So design thinking is concentrating on the 80%. Get into the proper problem. So how to empathize? How do I look for societal problems? So I'm going to share some of the products that has been developed by young minds in our nation in the previous editions of hackathons and all. So this is one of the hand-driven waste picking dumping contest. So when he addressed the gathering, he addressed like this: when I come out of my home, one fine day, the whole street is actually completely filled with garbage. When I revisit there, maybe in the evening or in the very next day, the complete place is clean. So who is responsible for cleaning? There are people that is there in the municipal corporation. When I start addressing or when I start watching the people, how they are cleaning it on a Sunday or Saturday, I could able to find those people are using their bare hands somewhere, or sometimes even they are using some rubber gloves to make sure that their hands are not completely affected by the scenario. But he wanted to make sure that there should be a minimum physical distance from the garbage and the human being, even if he is there for to clean those kind of stuffs. But there has to be a humanity there, for which there has to be a minimum distance from the garbage for a human being has to be maintained, for which he has developed a device called hand-driven waste picking and dumping cart. Dumping cart is usually that is available in any kind of corporations available. That device that he has holding in hand, that has a trigger operated device, which is simply as how your forearms and thumb will work together. That is how this works. So this is been recognized as one of the top inventions during that hackathon. So secondly, another guy, very little fellow, he has fond of pet animals, especially dogs. When he found some of the stray dogs being carcassed or decomposed in highways, he wanted to do something to those people. We know so many NGOs are working on that, but he wanted to establish a system that will follow. So he devises a mechanism that can be easily be installed on the top of any machine, with which you can actually clean those. These are all existing stuff, 3-link devices that can be used to clean any kind of, just like reciprocation of your JCBs and all. But that existing technique is there, but he has found an application for the considered weight. You cannot need to go for that much of hydraulic pressure as like in JCBs. To clear a dead animal of carcassed body, you will be required to handle only around 20 kgs at the worst case. So he has devised a system for that, and it has been again addressed to a greatest extent. So this is another example. You might have heard about this bedridden people. To all those bedridden people, if they want to feel independent, they have to get out of the bed. Most probably for elderly people, mentally sick people, even such cases like in this picture, emergency situations like accidents and all, they wanted to become independent as soon as possible. That independency will heal those wounds very easily. So she wanted to address that problem. She has devised a mechanism that chair will become a part of the bed itself. So when this happens, coming out of bed itself will be a process of getting into a chair. You can detach that chair and you can travel independent of the bed, and you can get back into the bed at the same time. So this device was established, and this is again from, I think, Bengal, Kolkata is West Bengal. This was actually also given a great address in the meet. And my personal favorite of those all, crutches. People either amputated due to surgery or born with a disability, they are forced to use these kind of crutches to transport. Of course, there are so many availability of wheelchairs and portable wheelchairs, magnetically operated, electronically operated, whatever it is. But a normal human being, an average Indian, will go for crutches only. So when she talks about the difficulty of having crutches in the life of an amputated person or physically challenged person, she finds out, she empathizes with him, and she finds out, rather than the amputated place, the shoulders are actually paining or aching more than the actual accident. So she wanted to do something about that. Just like that, she installed springs inside the crutches. At the bottom, you could see she installed springs. We are using this in automobiles. Every automobile is having, every two-wheeler is having suspension. Just a coil spring, that is enough. She installed those crutches into that system, and she made sure that is having the proper stiffness that is required for that. And this is one of the most personal thing and addressed in a greatest manner in that hackathon itself. So this is the best idea for empathizing into the situation. Empathize into the, we have been crossing these kind of people for so long, but we have never worried about their problems. When you sit and talk with those people, they will actually emotionally vulnerable, and they will tell you all those problems they have. Then you can try and solve those problems. This will give you the impact. This will give you the confidence to look for another problem and then solve it and then get into a product. Those kind of visionaries will be given to you only if you start in a very simple manner. This solution was so simple, but the problem it has addressed is so emotional. That is how your problem solving should be beginning. So when you start to solve problems, you wanted to understand the problem. Unless otherwise you understand the problem, you cannot solve it in the right way. So this picture has been taken, and I want you to look into the picture and tell me what you see. You cannot tell me I know, but you just look at everything. What is the one thing that gains your attention immediately? I'll give you 10 seconds. You just look into this picture. So whenever I present these kind of slides into an auditorium and be there, actually, the first answer that I will get into is everybody is wearing mask. Okay, yes, everybody is wearing mask, very good. So what else you think? If everybody is wearing mask, then it is the period of COVID. Offline class vachirukanga. COVID line kuda online class vekkama offline la vachirukanga. So bad people. So the immediate second response that I will getting is COVID, because we have been set into mind, we are in the generation of COVID. If we see masks, the next thing that we will think about is COVID only. So this, of all the observations on so many things, the maximum attention that I have obtained is either of COVID or mask wearing. So my question is, or my additional data is, if I say you, this picture has been taken before 2018, I'm giving an additional data. I'm giving an year, 2018. So as we all know, COVID has started around 2019 or 20 and all. So if I say 2018, there is no possibility of COVID. So again, every people is wearing mask. There is no possibility of COVID. Then what might be the reason? So people started to think about it. So when you think about it, you will get so many data. then one fellow from the back, he could be able to answer it. That is maybe pollution. Okay, what kind of pollution? If it is a pollution, maybe one or two people may wear. Why everybody is wearing? So then they get into a conclusion that in Delhi, they have been forced to wear masks in schools. Why? During the period of air pollution level of infinitely high periods, they have been forced to wear. So adding an year into the picture, 2018 has avoided COVID, the strongest misconception. Adding a term, I'm going to tell, adding a term Delhi, then it will be giving you a different perspective. So a simple picture can never get you into a conclusion. So you need to get as many data on the problem to make sure you are arriving at the required solution. If you are not having the clarity on the problem, then you will not be able to solve the problem. So as I said earlier, 80% of your new product depends on what problem you choose and how much you know about the problem. These two things will contribute to 80% of your new product. If you did it right, your product will succeed. If you did it wrong, if you missed even a single data, if you missed Delhi, air pollution will not come into picture. If you missed 2018, you will stuck at COVID. So collect as many data, that is what define stage is. Collect as many data as possible about the problem, then start ideation. That is how you are supposed to approach any problem in your real life. So how should I collect those data? What kind of data should I collect? So this is problem statement canvas, PSC, commercially available. You can get it from Google itself. If you start typing problem statement canvas, you will be able to get these kind of empty boxes, or sometimes this will be filled with some of the examples like Ola or someone, Starbucks. Those kind of people would have filled these and they would have spread all over there, get idea over it. So what I have done in my life with this is I have addressed one of the problem. So one of my student team has approached me and they wanted to design an electrical vehicle. So they wanted to compete in Rajalakshmi Engineering College in Chennai itself. That competition was conducted by SAE. So they wanted to design an electric vehicle. So I gave them the sheet and I wanted them to fill. To whom you are going to design your vehicle. First question is context. In the previous slide, you could see when does the problem occur or to whom does the problem occur. So when it happens, so day-to-day commuting. So I live in an urban city. I want to travel around 20 or 25 kilometers per day. That is the objective of me. Okay. Who are your customers? Daily commuters. They have to go from their workplace to job and then they have to return to their home. That is it. I'm not going to worry about people that are going for long ride. I'm not going to worry about who are going at high speed. Those people who need thrill, I'm not going to worry about them. My objective is to satisfy the customers, those who travel for a routine job. Okay, fine. Then what is the problem? So there is not a single medium speed, high comfort vehicle that will provide more amount of range. In terms of range, it is about like mileage to your IC engines. Petrol mileage, this is range is there. For every charge, it has to go more amount of kilometers. So I'm going to look for medium speed. So my range speed limit, I have to set, it will be set around 60 kilometer per hour. Okay, fine. So that will be mediumly built. Size has to be mediumly built and then it has to provide maximum range as possible. Okay, that is the problem that you are addressing. Okay, what are the alternatives that is available? If I am not here, I'm not going to solve the problem. So who is solving the problem currently? So there are so many e-vehicles available. Okay, then why are you going to design another vehicle? So those e-vehicles are looking for high performance. So if I take an Activa, then there is an equivalent of Activa is there. But my requirement is not even Activa. My requirement is lower than that. My requirement is like PEP or PEP plus or even below that, which can travel, which need to travel only around 50 kilometer or 60 kilometer per hour. Okay, so one alternative is we are not going to do that. What else is there? There is another e-vehicle opportunities available in cities. You can go for rental. You can have an app in your hands, then you can get into there, you can enter the OTP and then you can directly drive from there. Those kind of vehicles are available. Okay, fine. So what are the shortcomings that you find? So as I said, I do not require higher speed. My daily commuting inside the city, 40 to 50 is more than enough. Will I be getting to speed breakers more? No, there will not be so much speed breakers inside the cities. Okay, fine, good. Then what is the problem with your rental vehicles? Availability and the technical difficulties we are facing during usage of those kind of rental vehicles. Okay. So I have understood my problem very clearly. So I know whom I am designing, who are my customers. So what is the alternative that he currently has, and what are the problems with the alternatives? So my objective is to create the problem now. So unavailability of medium speed, high comfort, better range e-vehicles. These are all the things that I am going to address. So then we have started to design the vehicle, and the end product somehow looked like this. If you could see this, this is around very much mediumly built. There is one battery in the front, only one hub motor at the rear, a very rigid as well as a single lined frame that has been designed for the vehicle, and it has a range of around 190 kilometers per single charge. And it costs around, if it is of mass production, it will cost around only around 40,000 to 42,000. That is what, when it is made in mass production, that is the objective that they have set. They are going for entrepreneurship under these kind of products. They are looking for startups in the kind. So rather than going blindly to a generation of an electric vehicle, we have understood, or we have found a gap in there by using this problem statement canvas. So filling out these things have given me an idea on what kind of product am I going to make. Is there actually a need for the product? Will there be a customer to my product? This is what I have obtained by getting into the problem statement. So this is one tool that you can use for understanding your problem in a detailed manner. So this is my story, and let us get some of the inspiration from the already existing patterns. So this is the story of IIM people. One of these fellows' mother has pollution issues, allergic to pollution. So she refuses to go out of the house. So she has to wear a mask every time. Even to a market itself, she has to wear a mask, mandatory for her. Before COVID, we are talking about. Post-COVID, people are still wearing mask, I don't know. But post-COVID, wearing a mask will give you a patient kind of feel. She doesn't want to do that. So she doesn't go out of home at all. So this is the problem of one of the IIT student. So he started to address this kind of problem to his teammates, and they have been starting to solve the problem. What they actually got is this. Something like this has been patented, commercially available as NASO filters. So there is no thing that they haven't. There are two ways of getting pollution into yourself. One is through your nose, other one is through your mouth. Mom, I cannot close your mouth forever. So we are not dealing with that kind of issues. We are going to prevent the dust that is getting into your nose through the nostrils. So I am going to address that issue. This is the thing that he has developed with the product. When it is being peeled and a dust, that is when it is inserted into her nose, this will look like this. The adhesive has been used was very good enough that the skin tone will be replicated. Unless otherwise someone getting into or poking into her nose, nobody will be able to see that there is a device inserted. There is a product that is pasted into her nose. So this is again one of the empathetical scenario of one of the students. So one of the finest invention that has came into the market. Even these products are available in market today through digital marketing like Amazon and all. It is available. You can Google and search it. So one another thing personally my favorite is the combination of syringe and nerves. Whenever find a vein for inserting the syringe, it was very complicated, especially with new people like coming into the picture of nursing and all. This is very complicated. But sometimes when it is about babies and all, it is very complicated to locate them. So someone addressed that problem. So they have evaluated the product through various stages, and this is the end result they have taken. So that nerve is being eliminated through IRAs. Then the injectant, whoever is injecting the syringe, would be able to find the nerve to the precise manner. In spite of the color, in spite of the muscle value, they will be able to find the correct nerve. And the process of injection was very easy compared to the previous stage. This is another design thinking process, product developed in the market. And these are all the two successful, and I am going to address 2 or 3 more failed products. To a company like Google, there are failures. That is one thing that we need to understand right here. Even for a company like Google, there are failures. This is Google Lens, what you are seeing in screen. Google Lens is one of the product that has been launched around 2013 by Google. That is replacing the usage of mobile phone in hands. Whenever you use data through Google-based platforms or apps, Those data can be read directly from your classes. You can actually interface with that. But one of the finest product, but failed in market because of wrong timing. In 2012, if I tell you, whatever you see in phone screen can be available in your glasses, that is in front of your eyes. Nobody was ready to accept it. I will look like a madman when operating. But today, Vision Pro is doing magic around this scenario. If you are aware of Apple products, Vision Pro is doing magic. This is somewhat similar to that, a stage beneath Vision Pro, but it was launched in 2012. We are talking about 12 years back. So this product failed. Even for Google, there is possibility of failure because of timeline error. And Colgate, one another brand that has been successful in the market. If I say Colgate, you can even feel the taste of the Colgate in the back of your mind. If I want you to recollect the taste, if I ask you to recollect, you could possibly recollect the taste of the toothpaste. And majority of the toothpaste made by Colgate are white in color. I accept it. Okay. Colgate launches another product that is called beef lasagna. You know lasagna, what is lasagna? And the beef lasagna was launched by Colgate. It looks very good, very much eatable, very much appetizing, but it was failed. Why fail? Whenever I chew beef lasagna, I know it is made by Colgate. Whenever I see cheese over there, I think whether it will be a paste. Even in the back of mind, I was able to recollect that Colgate taste whenever I am chewing beef lasagna. So if you are switching over the market, if you are switching over the product, you have to be very careful. And there is a myth whether this product was existed or not. But if it has existed and there is a reason for failure, this is the essential reason. So if you are switching market, if you are looking for a product, you have to be very careful what is the alternative that you are choosing. Okay, Tata Motors. You people all know what is Tata Nano. Why Tata Nano has been launched? Nano has been launched to address one problem. Accommodating 4 people from a moderate Indian family. They should not get wet during rain or they should not get affected by sun. That is the objective of Ratan Tata. And he has launched the car and the challenging price was around 1 lakh. I will design a car around 1 lakh, I will launch it to the market. But this product considerably failed because there was one issue with the branding. When they branded the product, when they marketed the product, they have utilized a term called cheapest car. The term cheapest has reduced the value of the car itself. If I buy a Nano, cheapest car, that is how people will react. So the cheapest, that term of branding or that term of marketing has reduced the market value of Nano before and after. So there was actually so much expectation about the product. There was technical failures inside there. It will be pushing from the behind the rear engine. There are so many difficulties. But apart from those and all, that term of marketing has lost the successful condition of Nano. Okay, so these are all some of the failures. So why are you talking about business to me? I am just a product developer. Why are you talking about business to me? If you ask me, this will be the right example. When I beam this Google and beam these 3 people, most of you will be able to find Sundar Pichai. Some of you will be able to find Larry Page and Sergey Brin. So those 2 people in black and white are responsible for creation of Google, I can tell. So Google is a search engine. I'm not talking about the products of Google. I'm talking about Google as a search engine. Okay. I couldn't even get a better picture of this guy. Even I searched throughout the portals, I couldn't get a better picture of this guy. Who's this fellow and how he is connected to Google? That is the next question popped into my mind. So he's one of the professor in California, visiting professor, actually IIT professor in India, visiting professor in California. When he was guiding 2 fellows, the fellows that you have seen in black and white in the previous slide, he was guiding both of them in one of their PG courses. He is a visiting fellow. They were working on one project. So that is about search engines. Google is a search engine. But before the evolution of Google, there was one giant fellow in the search engine, Yahoo. If you ask people around 50 or 60 ages, if you ask their emails, that will be about at yahoo.com or at ymail.com. That is what the mail ID was. That big Yahoo was in the picture before Google. So Google took them off, nothing there. So what they did, so when they have addressed the problem, when you keep something on the Yahoo search engine, like formal shoes, if you enter there, the results will be given away by the Yahoo. There will be results like 100 or 200 results, but it will nowhere be connected to you. You have to find the product that you are looking for in 50th page or 60th page and all. Nowadays, nobody is going for third link itself. If you search in Google, you will be getting the exact result on the first, or on the worst case, you will get the second links. 10 years or 15 years back, I have to go for the next 10 pages. Even I could find the result in my 7th pages, even for the smallest product. So what happened? What those people and this guy did, they have created an algorithm, page citation algorithm. When you type something, it will get the words, prompts as they say, and accommodate the results according to you. Personalize the results. Who is searching this fellow? Where is he? Somewhere in India, around Chennai. Okay. For him, formal shoes will be available in these kind of places. So you will be able to get the results on first page itself. Page citation ranking algorithm that has been developed by these three fellows. It has been presented in 1988, reiterated by someone fellow. I could able to find only this. I couldn't find the actual article. Page rank citation algorithm that was developed by all these three people: Rajiv Motwani, the professor, followed by Larry Page and Sergey Brin. What did Rajiv Motwani did? He left it as a paper. He left it as a project. That's it. He got away from them, and he is back to India, or he has been working on some other project. But these two fellows, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, they didn't want to give up on that idea. They have developed it into a product. And nobody in this world is not aware of Google because of those two people. So Rajiv Motwani is someone no one knows, even today. If I tell you he is the fellow behind the invention of Google, nobody will actually believe me. I have to give these many number of data to prove that what I'm saying here. So you need to have a perspective of launching that as a product. Not even, you should not end somewhere around the finding of the product or finding of the result. You have to launch that as a product, and then you will be able to become a successful person in your life. So these two people, classical example, Edison and Tesla, they call it as war of currents. When I talk about these people, almost everybody can realize who is Edison, inventor of bulb. Thomas Alva Edison is the inventor of bulb. But he has developed only DC current, the current that comes away from battery. Nikola Tesla is the person who is responsible for alternating current. Every home, every transformer, every home is being lightened by the transformer through AC current only. But Tesla is not as much as famous as Edison because he has commercialized. Edison has commercialized his inventions. So in order to become successful in your life, I'm not telling Tesla is not successful, but Tesla is not as successful as Edison. In order to become successful in life, you have to get the product out of your design thinking. So one last example on this case. So these three people, if I ask you, again, you will not be able to understand. These are John Goodenough, and then Stanley and Yoshin. These three people are the brains behind semiconductor industries. They have been awarded Nobel Prize in 2019. Brain behind the semiconductor industries, literally the brain. There were so many electric vehicles that has been trying to launch before 2019, 2016 and all. Everybody has failed, even Ford failed. General Motors failed, Toyota failed, everybody is failing in electric vehicles. These people invented something and they are given back to the society as invention. One fellow made use of it. That science, the right time on the market. You cannot ignore this face, you cannot ignore this logo, you cannot ignore Tesla. Tesla is the successful electric vehicle that is so far known because of the invention of these three fellows. So that is how your product has to be valued. Okay, before getting into the further perspective of business, I want to make you understand these three things. One is customer versus consumer. Who is your customer? Who is your consumer? On the first picture, we are discussing about people are joining into institutions. So there is, on the topmost, there is left side, there is a student and a parent. On the right side, there are some university people, they are trying to get their admission into their institution. So on this case, if I ask who is a customer and who is a consumer, so there will be a misconception. Let me clarify that. The parent here is the customer. The one who gets education from that university is the consumer. So parent is a customer and the student is the consumer. So that is where the statement lies here. Okay. On the next example, diapers. Babies are the consumers, the parents are the customers. That is how it stands there. If that is about chocolate, usually the feminine side of the relationship is the consumer and the male side are customers. But actually it has changed now. It has been on both the ends. So as a businessman, you need to address the requirement of both the people. The university has to be visible as strict, and you should be incorporating good qualities into the students. It should be giving placement to the students. That is what the expectation of customer. In case of consumer, will I be able to get technical idea? Will I be able to participate in other programs than my education? Will I be able to attend culturals? Will I be able to get into sports? Those kind of things will be from the student perspective. That is consumer. When you launch a product, you have to address the requirement of both the customer and the consumer. That is one clear idea you need to think about before commercializing your product. So when you get into segmentation, market will be segmented into so many categories. Even if you take a toothpaste, when you enter the supermarket, toothpaste alone will have a separate rack. Even Colgate will have 10 to 12 varieties. And then there are some other Himalayans are there, Pepsodent is there. So many competitors are there together. So again, it has been classified into so many. Market is segmented to a greater extent. Even a product of 10 rupees toothpaste are segmented into so many categories. Let me give you a practical scenario of how market segmentation can be useful into a product. So let us get back to 2015, 14, something like that. So these three people are the winners of supermarket. Boost, Horlicks, Bournvita. You can add Milo or some other varieties. If I ask you who is successful among these three, that will be a complicated process. But when I tell you, these are all being consumed by persons above the age of 4 or somewhere around 3.5 to 4. Those people, the childs only be consuming this as a supplement. So there are supplements for newborn. That is, there is lactogen is there, Cerelac is there, newborns up to 6 months, up to 12 months, up to 1 year, 2 years. So up to 2 years itself, we have supplements like lactogen and Cerelac. From 4 years, there is Boost, Horlicks and Bournvita. There is someone called Abbott manufacturers, Abbott Pharmaceuticals. He found a gap for 2 to 4. So there is a market for 2 to 4 in India where there is no supplement. So he wanted to address that. So he didn't just create a product and launched it. What he did is he done a research over there. For 2 to 4 people, if I suggest a product, will parents be buying? The immediate answer among the discussion is no. Who the parents are immediately listening to? So among the discussion, they came to conclusion that pediatricians, any child specialist, if he is suggesting our product, then he will buy. Okay, next question. Will a pediatrician recommend our product? No, it will be a difficult thing. So what should I do? So Abbott Pharmaceuticals conducts a biggest conference and gathers all those top level pharmaceutians into a conference, into a boardroom, and he starts to disclose his idea. I am going to address a supplement for 2 to 4 age in India. I want you to be the brain behind the idea. I want you to create the product. Recommend whatever is the chemical component that is required to be the supplement for that age group. I will make it. But I want you to be an ambassador of the product. So he creates a product from the pediatricians and he uses the pediatricians as the ambassador of the product because the pediatrician feels that he contributed to the manufacturing of the product. So he has been given credit. So he will be marketing it immediately. So then he launches the product called Pediasure. This is one of the biggest break in the market. How you can read a market that was successfully done by Abbott. Again, another thing is here. You cannot find Pediasure among Boost, Horlicks or Bournvita. This will not be available in your supermarket. This will be available only in pharmacies, medicals. So your pediatrician will recommend it. You have to provide it to a pharmacist. Then he will be giving you from the medicals or pharmacy. They will be giving you the Pediasure. That much of confidence has been provided. It is a chemical product that can only be recommended by a doctor, and it is very good for 2 to 4 age group. That is how people are breaking markets. India has such a market value. even for the age group of 2 to 4, 2 years of age. So many people are there to consume. Pediasure has become a successful product in the market. So if you want to understand the business, you need to fill again, similarly to your problem statement canvas, business model canvas is there. You need to fill those data and you will get a better idea over it. So we have done actually for our same vehicle, we are actually currently working on it. While filling these things, you will be able to understand how should I run my industry, run my business. So startups are usually failing in India. That is a myth there. Why products are actually failing? People are not actually doing it in the right way. What is the mistake that they are doing? So this is the thing that you need to do. MVP, minimum viable product. If you are looking to create a cake for a wedding, see for the right hand side, that is viable, maximum thing. If you are trying to prepare a cake for a wedding, so that is of 3 or 4 stages, and it is weighing around 5 kgs or 6 kgs, whatever it is. But you need to start with the minimum stuff. You need to prepare a cupcake on the flavor that you are going to make it. Then create a minimum viable product, good enough to attract customers. So that has to be given a shape, whether the sponge and the cake, will it be battered together? Will it taste together a better way? So that minimum viable stuff will give you a better idea of whether your product can be accepted by your customers or not. Whether this product will be successful in the market or not. Whether this will be able to solve the problem or not. That has to be an essential step that every startup or business has to go through. How should I create an MVP? That goes in another session. But MVP is one of the essence that you need to touch before getting your product into the business. Have an idea over it while you are possibly doing. So why should I do that? Investor attention. If you successfully run a MVP, you have a product that runs similar to your end product. If you demo that product or proof of concept to your investors, like angel investors or venture capitalists, then you will be able to get their money value to support your idea. And there is a low risk experiment. If it fails in a minimum viable way. Your final product didn't fail. It failed in an early stage. You can come back at any time if you want. And if your MVP is successful, there is hope over there. So many people will start to support you financially and physically and technically. Then there is a possibility of development in your product. That is why I recommend you, if you are looking for a product, successful business, then start considering MVP into the picture. So MVP, somewhere I am trying to accommodate MVP from your idea to concept validation, POC, proof of concept will be validated. Then design your product, complete the design, then give it as an MVP to people. Does the MVP solve your market validation? Does the people accept your product? Why not we try in a different manner or in a complete manner? Then you have to go for full-fledged development. Then launch your product. If it fails at MVP, iterate back to your concept validation or iterate back to your idea screening. Try a different product. If you fail here, this is not a big loss. If you failed at the product launch, that is a big loss. That is where startups are finding difficult to come back from their failures. So how an MVP should be appear? We'll be ending in 2 or 3 slides. Just give me 10 minutes max. So how an MVP should appear? So an MVP should be able to cover all the process that you are promising. If it is a functional, it should be usable, it should be appealing, it should have a great design. But it should have a little of all those things. Whatever you are promising in your end product, that has to be satisfied at least in a little manner in all those stages. Your MVP has to be able to do all. Rather than, you should not fill your MVP like this. So this is, you will not be able to make sure whether it is usable or not, whether it is appealing or not, whether it is a great design or not. So you have to be designing an MVP in an essential way. So Dropbox and Google Drive, you all know what is Google Drive, but Dropbox is the basic of Google Drive. So Dropbox is created by some CEO because he used to lose his pen drive everywhere. He goes to meeting, but he fails to get his pen drive into it. He fails to collect the data to it. So he starts to discuss among these peers. Do you all have this kind of problem? Yes, so many people responded, yes, I have made a presentation for 50 slides, but I forgot to take my pen drive with me, or my data is still in the office. I cannot work it in my home. Okay. So let me try and give you a solution. He creates Dropbox in a virtual and portable manner, accessible to 5 or 6 different systems alone. He is creating a box, a virtual sandbox, and implements the data into it. Then he tries in a different system. So it is working. He makes use of that as a video. and he starts circulating among every people that he knows. Do you think this product, do you buy this product if I sell it? That is the question that is being attached to that video link. So everybody is watching that video and everybody is coming back. How did you do that? How did you do that? Why not you launch it as a product? So that is MVP. So the Dropbox idea was initially shared by 6 or 7 systems, and that has been only recorded through video. That video got a response, that got so many people's attention. Then he started to develop that as a Dropbox. Now it has been replaced by Google Drive. Virtually, your data can be stored in a cloud. That was essentially done by Dropbox. So that is how MVP can be used to test your product. So this is my last slide, one of my favorite example on how to break the market with MVP. So Honey Twix is something that you can purchase from your Google through Amazon or whatever it is, any kind of social platforms. So this is replacement of sugar. So whenever you try and travel in flights, if you ask for honey, they will be giving it in a jar or they will be giving it in a big kind of sachets. So those packets will have like 200 ml or 200 mg kind of stuff. So most of the time, the rest of the honey will be wasted. So Honey Twix CEOs found a gap, that is again students of IIT, they found a gap for availability of sachet in honey sugars. So they have developed sachets over there. For every consumption of cup of tea or cup of coffee or whatever it is, if you are trying to replace your sugar, then honey can be utilized. That will be formulated in the form of sachets. So these kind of things can be developed in the market. Honey is already existing there. Honey is being already utilized by flight or what kind of star hotels or whatever you say. But there was a problem of wastage of honey. They have addressed with the replacement of sachet. Sachet is a commercially available product that is also existing there. But he is connecting all those dots and getting into a product. They have been running the market of honey in a greatest manner in India. So as I want to narrate the completion of the presentation, I wanted to narrate this outline again. So you need to find the problem by empathizing into the people. Then you have to ideate, define the problem in a better manner to get the right addressing or pain point that you are going to develop a product. Then you are supposed to ideate, collect as many ideas as possible, prototype it. If prototype works, test it. If it fails, iterate again. If it is successful, then go for launch of the product. Then apart from design thinking and creating a product, I want you to get it into a business, either in terms of product development or in terms of business perspective. Both the openings are different scenarios that has to be addressed in a different platform. But my objective is I should not stop at design thinking. I want you to have a perspective of both the subheadings, that is development of a new product or development of a business from that venture. I hope that I have satisfied your requirement of 1 hour. If there is any queries, I could take now.
Sir, actually the participants are joined in YouTube only. We will send the queries to your mail ID, sir. We will collect the queries and we'll send it back and we'll get the reply and we'll post it in their mail ID, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Then can I conclude the session, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, I would like to thank everybody behind this digital platform, that is from Patrician College of Arts and Science, the secretary, principal, HODs, and from Chandrababu Jain College, Minjur. I would like to thank the principal, academic director, and secretary, and Ms. Sridevi ma'am for her continuous support to this kind of programs in IIC. I would really pledge my thanks to you. I would like to meet you people in person also, if possible. We will look into it. Thank you so much.
Sure, sir. We are planning to invite you in person for the IIC program. I will connect you through over phone, sir, in this regard.
Sure.
Thank you very much for coming and participating for this IIC event, sir. Thank you very much. On behalf of Patrician Institution Innovation Council, we thank you for the support and for this program, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing us with your knowledge and please telling the students about the design thinking so that it will be useful for them in the future. I would like to conclude the session with a vote of thanks. Now I call upon Professor Sarvanan, IIC convener, Chandrababu Jain College, Department of Computer Application, to render the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of Patrician Institution Innovation Council and the School of Media Studies in association with Sri Chandraprabhu Jain College, Minjur, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to all who made the mentorment program on the design thinking. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Assistant Professor Dr. A. Maria Jackson from the Department of Mechanical Engineering at SRM University, Trichy, for sharing his valuable insights and expertise with us has enriched our understanding on design thinking and innovation. Thank you, sir. We are immensely grateful to Dr. D. Unika, HOD, Research, PG Department of Commerce. Her dedication and efforts in organizing this program, her leadership and guidance has been instrumental in shaping this innovative. Special thanks are due to Dr. Sri Priya, coordinator of the Patrician Institution Innovation Council, for her unwavering support and coordinate throughout the event. Her commitment as fostering innovation is truly commendable. We also extend our gratitude to Brother Stanley's Director and Secretary, Dr. Fatima Vasant, Academic Director, Dr. Arugya Mary Geeta Das, Principal, and the Secretary and Principal in charge of Sri Chandraprabhu Jain College for their gracing support and encouragement. Lastly, I would like to thank all the participants, mentors, and mentees who actually engage in the program, making it collaboratively and encouraging experience for everyone involved. Thank you once again for everyone who contributed to the success of this program. Your support and enthusiasm are deeply appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to thank all the teachers and resource persons for the day, for coming to the program and sharing us with your knowledge. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
One more thing, the feedback link is posted in the chat box. I would request everyone to fill the feedback links because within 1 hour the link will disappear.